And we're here at Chapter 7, Lesson 2, Essential Question, How are patterns used in mathematics? And for this lesson, the examples are not complicated, but the homework is. So I'm going to go over the examples with you really quickly, and then I'm going to show you and give you some tips on the homework, because that, unfortunately, is the most complicated part of this lesson. Numeric patterns are patterns that use numbers. A pattern is a list of numbers, figures, or symbols that follows a rule. A rule is a statement that describes a relationship between numbers or objects. You can find and extend a pattern by following a rule. So here's our first example. Carla sells 3 picture frames for $15 and 4 picture frames for $20. The pattern for the price of the frames is the same. How much money will Carla make if she sells 6 frames? So we're going to identify the problem. We've got 3 frames for $15. So we've got here 3 frames at $15 and 4 frames for $20. So this is information. Let me mark this. This is information that was already given in the problem, and it's not letting me mark. This is what we had given to us. And we also know it's the third and fourth, so we can identify the 1 and 2 are missing before that. But what is established is a pattern already. We're seeing 3 is 15 and 4 is 20. That's an increase between the two of 5. So it's safe to assume that 1 would be 5 and 2 would be 10. So now we need to figure out about 6 frames. So they went all the way up to 6. And you can easily see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The next on our multiples of 5 is 30, which is also 6 times 5. So Carla will make 6 times 5, or $30, if she sells 6 picture frames. So that's the easiest example. This is just our multiples of 5 on that example. Now the next example is a bit of a different problem. We have the chapters in Daniel's book follow a pattern. The even chapters have 12 pages. The odd chapters have 16 pages. The first page number of chapter 1 is 1. Extend the pattern to find the page number of the last page in chapter 6. So chapter 1, according to this pattern, even chapters have 12, odd chapters have 16. 1 is odd, so that has 16. And the next one will be 12 more than that, because that's an even numbered chapter. And the next would be 16 more than that, because that is an odd numbered chapter. So now we're going from 44, and we're counting up using the pattern that's been established from the problem. So we've got 44 plus 12 would be 56, because 44 plus 12 is 56. And then 56 plus 16, because we're going to an odd number chapter, and we're continuing on the pattern thus. So continuing on the pattern, we had 16 more, which gave us 72, and 12 more, because this is an even numbered chapter, gives us 84. So the last page number of Daniel's book is page 84. And if I'm going to write out that pattern, I'm going to say add 12, then add 16. So that's the pattern that's being shown here. Increase by 12, and then increase by 16. So it's not the same increase each time. It's showing its own A-B pattern here between the 12 and the 16, which you will see on the other work problems and on your homework. So now I'm going to leave the independent practice to you, because other than a couple that involve subtraction, these follow pretty much the pattern of the examples. I do, however, want to look at your homework. So I've skipped ahead to the homework, and these are the problems that are a little bit more complicated, and they do involve subtraction, which we did not see in the examples that were given. So identify, describe, and extend the pattern. 12, 7, 14, 9, 16, 11. So you can see there's not a consistent, are we increasing or are we decreasing? So it's a little bit different. Find the pattern by looking at how the numbers change to get from 12 to 7. So our first numbers change. They decrease by 5. And that's what it says here. From 12 to 7, subtract 5. Then to get from 7 to 14, you add 7. So 7 to 14 plus 7. See if this holds true for the rest of the numbers. So is the pattern minus 5 plus 7? Let's see. We minus 5 to get to 7. Then we added 7 to get to 14. Does 14 minus 5 get me 9? 14, count back 5, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Yes, I just counted back 5 and got 9. Now, according to my pattern, I should be increasing by 7. So from 9 to 16, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 7 up. So the pattern is holding true. 16 to 11. 16 minus 5 is 11. So that pattern is consistent. Minus 5 plus 7, minus 5 plus 7, minus 5. The rule subtract 5, add 7 does hold true. So now we're going to extend the pattern. The last thing you did was minus 5. So now plus 7 is going to get us 18. 18 minus 5 is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. And 20 minus 5 is 15. So that's the extension of this pattern. Now I'm just going to give you some notes on these ones so that you can work these. The pattern for this problem: 39, 40, 36, 37, 33, and 34. So this is similar to the example that's been given to us in that it goes up and then it goes down. So we're probably looking at another one that uses both subtraction and addition. But as you can see here, it goes 39 to 40. So our first is going to be an add, or it could be a multiply, but it's not increasing by enough to be a multiplication. And then I'm going from 40 to 36. Since I know 36 is less than 40, that's going to be a subtraction part. And I'm going from 36 to 37, and 37 is greater, so that's going to be another addition one. And since 33, which our next number in the pattern, is less than 37, I know this is going to be a decrease or a subtraction. And 33 to 34, it goes greater, so that's going to be addition. So this pattern is going to be a plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. I'm going to leave you to figure out what we're adding and what we're subtracting in order to continue the pattern. Then you're going to answer, the pattern is adding something, and then, don't mind my horrible computer writing, then subtract something. And you can fill in those blanks. Okay, now we've got 64, 55, 46, 37, 28, and 19. Now this pattern is consistently going down. So this is most likely going to be subtraction. It could be division, but I'm not seeing a big enough change in the numbers for it to be division. So try and find that pattern. Now this last one, we've got 53, 49, 52, 48, 51, and 47. And as you can see, we're kind of going down, and then we're going up, and then we're going down, and then we're going up. So this is going to be another one where we're 53 to 49 is going to be subtract. 49 to 52 is an increase, so that's going to be adding. 52 to 48 is another subtract. 48 to 51, that's an increase, so addition. 51 to 47 is a decrease. So you're seeing a minus, plus, minus, plus, minus pattern. And your job is to figure out what we're subtracting and what we're adding, and if that consistently makes a pattern. So now let's look at the word problems that are on the back. We've got Dwayne and Nick are saving their money to build a treehouse. Dwayne adds $5 to their piggy bank every other week, Mick adds $2 every week. So far, they have saved $45. How many weeks have they been saving their money? So this is a little bit tricky because you've got every other week and every week. So basically, without giving away too much, 1 week you're increasing by 2, and the next week, and you're going to get your answer, and the next week you're going to increase not by 2, but by 7, because we're combining the 5 from every other week of Dwayne with the 2 every week for Mick. So we're adding 2 the first time and then adding 7 the next time. And then you need to continue that pattern until you get to 45 to figure out how many weeks that is. And each one of these addition equations will be 1 week. Now we've got Janelle practices basketball every afternoon. Each day her goal is to make 4 more baskets than she made the day before. If she makes 10 baskets the first day and meets her goal for 2 weeks, how many baskets will Janelle make on the 14th day? Okay, so that's the clue that I was going to give you, and it tells you right there. 2 weeks is not 10 days, it's not school weeks, work weeks, it's actual calendar weeks. So 14th day would be the end of 2 weeks. Now this one is another repeated pattern. Gets every 5 coins she gets, she gives 2 to her brother. And we've talked about getting and giving and what operation that means. So that's the only clue I'm going to give you on that. But it is an A-B operation pattern, basically. And for number 7, you might want to refer back to number 4 because it's a similar kind of problem with the every week and, every month and every other month. So it's going to be a similar problem to what you did on number 4. And hopefully that's enough help to get you through your homework for this, Chapter 7, Lesson 2. Thanks.